Millions of people around the world watched King Charles III and his wife Queen Camilla formally crowned on May 6th, the first British coronation in 70 years. But for many people, the grandchildren of the new monarch stole the show. Wearing a gold-trimmed red tunic and white gloves, Prince George made viewers absolutely delighted as he was sticking out his tongue alongside the other pages of honor. And Princess Charlotte looked absolutely gorgeous wearing that cape dress as she was holding hands with their little brother Prince Louis, who was yawning, singing, and making faces inside of Westminster Abbey. And that little rascal was wearing a bespoke suit. George was excited about his special role, but also a bit nervous, according to the mother, Princess Catherine. She confessed that to well-wishers beforehand. Although, she added, he had done a few rehearsals, so she said, "I think everyone is a bit more relaxed." But unfortunately, that feeling didn't last. Charles was absolutely delighted with how well George did his duties at the coronation events, according to a royal source, and he would love for his heir, George is second in line to the throne behind his father Prince William, but anyway, he would love for his heir to do more. The source says Catherine and Charles are very similar in a lot of ways. Both love what the monarchy stands for, feel a deep duty to Britain and the Commonwealth, and share the late Queen Elizabeth II's belief that royals should never complain, never explain. However, they're very different when it comes to how they think the monarchy should operate in 2023. The source also says Charles has made his feelings known about George, and while Catherine is open to giving George more roles, her stance is only if she signs off on it. To her, the king's word is not final when it comes to her children. She's been very clear about that, and if that starts a rift or even a full-out war, then so be it. And Charles rarely bends to another person's will. The source explains he's far more traditional and is not interested in changing with the times on this subject. In particular, he thinks George should go to boarding school as his siblings and his sons did. Charles, his late father Prince Philip, and brothers Prince Andrew and Prince Edward all went to Gordonstoun. That's an elite boarding school in Scotland as teens. And then their sister, Princess Anne, sent her children there as well. William and Harry, they went to a similarly prestigious Ludgrove and Eton College from ages 8 to 18. But Catherine apparently is happy with how things are right now. She and William moved their family from London to Windsor last summer, and they enrolled George, Charlotte, and little Louis at Lambrook. That's a co-ed prep school that's only 10 minutes from their home. The source reports Catherine feels George is perfectly fine where he is with his siblings. She wants her children to have as normal a childhood as possible. She knows full well that in a few short years, George's life is going to dramatically change. And she thinks he should be out having fun, not living away from his family or saddled with duties that ruin his weekends. Catherine believes it's too much responsibility and pressure for a 9-year-old. And reportedly, the father doesn't feel any different. William also wants George to really enjoy his childhood. "I want George to grow up in a real living environment." He also said that he wants to give the future king a normal life. He said, "I don't want him growing up behind palace walls. He has to be out there." But still, reportedly, William is happy for Catherine to take the lead, according to the source, because he doesn't like fighting with his father. And especially considering that fresh tensions came out when only a few days after the new king was crowned, Palace Insider said to a UK newspaper that the Prince of Wales wanted his own coronation to be a lot different and better than his father's. So what was the fallout? Well, according to the source, it's left the royal family's loyalties divided. So Catherine has tried to find allies within the monarchy for her own cause. And the source claims that she tried begging Charles's closest advisor, his other woman-turned-spouse of 18 years, Camilla, for help when it comes to George. Camilla is a fan of Kate's, but she doesn't intervene in these instances, says the source. She has to support Charles's decisions as his queen. In July, George will turn 10 years old. The source notes William and Catherine both know that when he reaches his teens, they'll have less of a leg to stand on. So for the next 3 years, they're going to protect him as much as they can. Now, Catherine's about as loyal as they get, according to this source. But her children's happiness comes first. Duty comes second. In other news, if I, as an American, can understand the line of succession, then I think anybody could. Some of you are just making me sick with these dumb questions. Now, not you, my viewers, I'm talking about other people online. I have answered questions that are asked over and over again. The answers are never going to change. One of the big answers is no, there is no one named Princess Meghan. There never will be. She is married to a prince. She is not of royal blood, and she's never going to be queen. In fact, if she ever became queen, I'm pretty sure that would spell the end of the monarchy. And Meghan and Harry need to stop thinking they're going to be able to get rid of William somehow. He's got 3 kids. If he were to pass away suddenly, one of his children, probably George, would ascend. A regent would have to be appointed. Harry is not going to be considered, though. He's never going to be up there on that throne. Just get over it. He's never going to be regent. Between the drugs and the drinking, Harry is a very unsuitable choice for the throne. So please, sugars, just stop. Give up this dream of Harry being king and Meghan being queen. It would be an absolute disaster. In fact, Meghan's ridiculous spending habits would probably destroy the system in less than a year. And Camilla is not some type of evil demon. She is a woman whose only sin was to fall in love with the then Prince of Wales. And Charles is also not evil. He fell in love, and he finally got to be with the woman he really loves. He seems very happy now, and he deserves to be happy. Please, just let Diana rest in peace. And Diana was no angel. I mean, she made excuses for Harry. She coddled him way too much. She raised him to believe that he should be equal to his older brother when that was never going to happen. She helped to create this awful monster that we see now, and now we have to live with all her mistakes. I'm not sure if they even exist, but if they do, those invisible children, Lilibet and Archie, are royals in title only. They are being raised as U.S. citizens. They're never going to be on the throne either. They don't know anything about protocol or tradition. So please, give up this dream of them being future monarchs. It will never happen. And another thing is that no, Prince Andrew is not going to make some big comeback. I mean, okay, I've got to admit, he is a better candidate for that than Harry is, but that's not saying a whole lot. I get sick of both seeing the asinine questions and knowing that some people in Britain are going to lump all of us in with the idiots who are asking these questions. But I'm afraid the dumb questions are never going to end. See, the squatties are really that dumb. You can tell them 1,000 times that there's no Princess Meghan, but they're going to keep going on and on about it, and they're not going to give up this dream that one day she's going to be queen. I can only roll my eyes at them. I mean, the relentless, dumb questions about the line of succession and all the references to Princess Meghan drive me insane. And the idea that someday Harry might be king, oh, come on, that's never going to happen. And whatever happens, Parliament does have the final say. It's also wrong that they believe the monarchy is so weak that it couldn't deal with a mixed-race woman as queen or one who speaks out about her opinions. Diana simply did not raise Harry to believe that he would ever be in William's shoes. Now, as humans, of course they're equal. But for future professions, Harry has always known that they had different futures. And I'm not sure where people are getting these ideas. And you, what do you think about them? Please tell me your opinion below in the comments. If you think my video is useful, please remember to like and share with your friends and relatives who would enjoy it anytime you want.